not to all. But please take my words within the context that I am giving it to you. This is part of our culture in this community. We help each other grow. And sometimes when we help each other grow, kasama doon yung we are willing to hurt each other. Di ba yung growing pains, masakit yun. Especially when we need to correct. Halimbawa, mayroong komang. Paano mo aayusin ang komang? Hihilahin mo yun. Ang sakit yun. Pero yun lang ang paraan para matanggal yung pagkakomang niya. Tama o correct?
Yes.
Kaya niyo, may lusot kayo. Di ba? Pag komang yung kapatid mo, ay, kawawa ka naman, komang ka. No, kung gusto mo siyang tulungan, dalhin mo siya sa isang espesyalista or whatever na kayang masakit talaga yun. So how do we kill ourselves? Number one, we kill the self. How do we do that? Obsession with work. We have brothers and sisters who take on 3 or even more part-time jobs and neglect time for prayer, for spouse and family, for service in the community. Nagdagan ko pa ba yun? Baka hindi na ako makalabas dito.
Nakalabas ka pa.
We also have brothers and sisters whose line of work calls them to do what is patently sinful. Like in Europe, may mga kapatid tayo who assist in abortion and sex change surgery, or even what is called physician-assisted suicide. And sometimes, malaki talagang problema yun, di ba? Talagang may tunggalian, no? Sa isip at sa puso at sa kaluluwa. What kills the self also is our desperation to stay here. Ito, basahin ko lang to ha. Ito, binabasa ko lang po ha. Pwede bang may payong ako? Malungkot ito eh. We have brothers and sisters who resort to prostituting themselves, practically throwing themselves to locals here in Europe, in the vain hope that it could lead to a more permanent status, a permit to stay, perhaps even marriage and citizenship. Ang mga kapatid, anak at pamangkin sa Pilipinas, hingi ng kung ano-ano. Hindi alam na sukdang magbenta ng laman si ate sa Europa para lang may padala sa Pilipinas. We also have sisters in the different communities here we have, no? CFC Ethel in Europe, who choose to live through a loveless marriage, suffering physical abuse and emotional indignities from their non-Filipino husbands, totally paralyzed by the fear that if they leave these abusive men who treat them as doormat, they would have nowhere to go. Tumakas sa pagkaalipin ng kahirapan sa Pilipinas pero nagpapakaalipin din pala dito sa Europa. Isa pang nakakapatay ng ating sarili is our inability to be liberated from our areas of sinfulness. While we in this community have witnessed countless and powerful transformations in the lives of our brethren, there are still those who are quietly dying in sin. For instance, we have brothers struggling with same-sex attraction. We have brothers and sisters who continue to cohabit, believing that they love each other, but do not possess the courage to offer their love for each other to the God who created that love. in the first place. We also have sisters who continue to live lonely lives of quiet desperation and who are enslaved by the internet, meeting intimate strangers and lovers online, and getting deceived to part with their hard-earned money, all in the hope of finding that one true love, but ending up with nothing but painful tears and regret. And then there are those who knowingly or unknowingly tread the path of unrighteousness. Kadalasan knowingly, alam naman natin, pero patuloy pa rin tayo. How many of us continue to gossip and use the power of the tongue to hurt and injure others? Pag nakasakit, biro lang yun. O naman, biro lang yun. Talaga naman gusto mong makasakit. Sakit kaya? Pati nga, umiyak siya. How many of us refuse to grow in the Spirit and still pamper our pains? Diyos ko, yung hapde, dinudulog kay God yun, hindi yung sinasakti. Siyempre, pag inalagaan mo yung hapde mo, yan lalaki yun. Diba? We can claim healing and freedom from God. How many of us are still so full of ourselves that we are actually enslaved by pride and a false sense of dignity? Magberte, magardo. Sige, kaya ko yan. Sige, sagot ko yan. Para lang makapagpasikat. And then there are things that we do that kill our marriage and family. Like wrongful relationship with spouse. We have couples who feed on each other's weakness instead of serving as each other's tool for holiness. Of course, sometimes, it is the more loving thing to just ignore the weakness we see in our spouse. Kasi kumbaga, nakakatulong yun para makadevelop tayo ng patience, understanding, fortitude, forbearance. So, palagpas tayo ng palagpas, nakikita natin yung kahinaan ng ating esposo or esposan. But then again, most of the time actually, if you really, really love your spouse, you must be able to allow God to use you for your spouse's transformation. Halimbawa, kung ang asawa mo ay mayroong anger management issues, pag hindi nasunod ka mong gusto, ang lakas ng boses, naninigaw na, o kaya nananakit, o kaya may vice